you can remember that your mind is a liar all the time, it's always a liar. It's ever only going to give you a version of something. It's always a liar. That's its nature, is to be a liar. If that is remembered somewhere deeper, that your mind is a liar, you'll be pretty much awake. You know? Can only give you a version. The world, vis-a-vis me and my perception. We take things personally. Me and my perception. That's the limited one. But if you can see, there's the personal perspective, but it's against a little bit of a background that's slightly more subtle, not as demanding, doesn't have so many likes and dislikes, but that there's a background there. There's a background there. If you can see the two of those, you're halfway there. The personal against a background of something much broader. And one useful way that I often advocate in order to get a handle on the personal is to see who you think you are as a character. You know, it's like the Jac character, the Lynn character, the Paula character. That's the character doing his or her thing. But against a background that talks from there. And depending on how wide your perception is, the background can be observer, can be I am, it can be the absolute, resting in your true nature, or it can be prior to any identity at all, like way back out there. Naming the backdrop isn't so important. As long as there isn't a total investment in the personal one, in that limited perspective, if there isn't a total investment there, then you will see that it's a liar. You will see it's a liar. It's just the character doing his or her thing, playing their story. If you believe you are the character, well, okay. That's being asleep. For sure, that's being asleep. If you can get used to seeing that there's the character doing his or her thing, and the character wants to wake up. The character wants to see the truth. But sure, if the mind is a liar by its nature, do you think the mind would recognize the truth? How could it recognize the truth? How could it? If it's a liar, it's not going to know diddly squat about what's a lie, what's not a liar, what is a lie and what's not a lie. Because fundamentally it can only lie. It can only lie, your mind. It's subjective perception, it doesn't have the wider view. So, how can your mind touch the truth? What is it that goes beyond there, that knows, that has that whatever expanse, wider view, stillness, that which is prior to the personal story? What is that? What is that true nature or being or absolute, that backdrop? So the mind is going to put a label on it, and that's what we do. I'm doing it now, saying the absolute, your true nature. I'm doing it, that's what we do. Because we need to objectify everything. But your mind needs to know that it can't get it. And it's okay that it can't get it, but it might need to have that piece of information. You're not going to get this. But what you are, it knows it. You know it, but your mind isn't going to get it. So the mind will keep you searching forever. You know? It will, huh? It's always, it's goal-oriented, and it needs to be, because that's a really effective tool for managing the world. That it's goal-oriented and task-driven, and it wants to get something. It works on rewards. If I do this, I'm going to get that. Cause and effect makes sense to our minds. That's the kind of machine that the mind is. But the truth, it's got a whole different thing going on. It doesn't work with those rules at all, at all. So if your mind knows, you can't get it, you actually can't get it. And if your mind can accept that, something gets softer. Something gets Your mind is a liar. It's never going to know the truth. It can't, because it's a liar. So the knowing of that broader canvas, of that which can see your mind, that knowing, hang out there and let it be as still and as still and as still, and you might find that your perception is just coming from someplace way back there. It shows itself to you. If you bring your mind there to identify, you're in trouble. You're creating a state of mind. But it shows itself to you in its own time. The you that has the me, myself, I personal story kind of fades out, you know? When you can see the you from a distance, it kind of fades out. That's okay. Does something else come into view? Not really. Not really. It just gets wider and more still and thins out, rarefies a bit. Don't try to control it. The more that perception just dissolves and retreats back and attention just drops back in home, the more it goes back, great. Great. Consciousness is remembering itself. And life can be lived from there.